guys. Good morning. We are here today with Mike Holt, Energizer Bunny Holt, also known as. He is here to teach us about social media and video marketing and what he's learned about it and how he has used it to scale his business. So, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you and I will watch the chat box.
All right, sounds good. So let me get my screen share going, guys. What's up, everybody? Be patient with me for like 2 seconds here.
Oh, you're good, Mike. You have plenty of people rolling in, so they're not going to want to miss this good stuff. So you take your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go.
About every 2 seconds, there's someone being admitted into the room.
Let's go, man. I hope everybody walks away with something. I guarantee you do, though. All right, guys. So as they were saying, my name is Mike Holt. I've met many of you guys. I absolutely love the community. If you're a guest, man, like, what's up? Thank you for being here. I hope you all gain something from this. Like I said, I feel pretty confident that you will. As we go along, guys, it's helpful if you guys can have your cameras on. Make sure you're muted. We'll keep you muted. If you've got questions, type them into the comment bar down there, and we've got somebody watching that, and we'll try to stop and answer those as we go. If I don't get to it as we're presenting, we'll do it at the end. And also, guys, if you don't mind, like, just show me, just in case you guys need to, like, stop me for anything. Make sure you raise your hand. You know how to do that down in the bottom of the Zoom. Can you guys do that real fast? Also, go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know where you're from. Let's get some engagement going on in here. I see some familiar faces. I see Steve, Tamika. I see you guys. All right. All right, so we'll move on. So a little bit about me, just in case you guys don't know. Hey, Boise in the house. Yes, sir. Gilbert, Arizona. All right. In case you guys don't know me, I left this corny joke up here. Like, my wife was like, nobody's going to get that. But, man, back in the day, Mike Jones came out and everybody was like, Mike Holt, who? Anyway, so who am I? And I'll tell you a little bit about me, man. I come from modest beginnings. Not to harp on it too much, but to just kind of give you a background as to why I have such a drive and why I'm so energetic. I grew up with parents who made poor choices in their daily lives, and one thing led to another. We found ourselves homeless at times, and I moved out on my own when I was 16, and with my wife. We've been on our own ever since, and it's literally like a fairy tale, guys. But we have worked our butts off to get to where we're at, and I work my butt off every day to try to make sure we never go back, right? And I want to give my kids the life that I never had. We went to college. I was a sped teacher for 10 years. I have been a football coach for 12 plus. I've been a head coach at a couple of schools. I've done all the positions and everything. And I've had the opportunity, honestly, in my real estate career. I think my coaching career has helped me more than just about any other job I've ever had. I worked in construction my whole life. Literally, guys, I've been carrying a hammer since I was 2. And I don't remember a time where construction wasn't in my life. And honestly, it kind of provided me an income for most of my early life. And it helps me in my real estate career too. We'll talk about that some other time. I've been licensed for about 2.5 years. And the first year and a half or so, I was a dual career real estate agent. I was a teacher, football coach. I've been an entrepreneur. I've started several businesses. I've been a carpenter. And, I do this all at the same time. And right now is probably the least busy time of my life, where really I'm kind of just a dad and a football coach and a real estate agent, but I'm adjusting to that. And the last year or so I've been full time, and it's been a whirlwind, but it's been awesome. My team has been amazing, and my career has really taken off. And being around so many rock stars, man, has just helped me a lot. And a lot of the information that I have today, I've kind of just learned from others, man. And so I'm excited about that. My past kind of feeds, I love teaching. I love helping others. I love everything about those careers that I've had in the past. And, this real estate gives me kind of the best of all of it, right? Like, I get to help people I get to teach people and coach people. I get to help others reach their goals. And I thrive off of that, guys. Like, as much as I love making money in real estate, I love even more the fact that I get to help people reach their goals. And I get a real kick out of that. So that's kind of what my goal is today. Like today, I want to make sure that you guys take some of this information and run with it and grow your own business. All right. I don't know if you guys will see a common theme. I love orange. I don't know if you see back here, my Tennessee, fandom is on display, and wearing my orange jacket
in the
here.
chat, go ahead and type in "Go Ducks" for
No!
Mike Holt here. Everybody
Go
from
Vols,
Oregon,
baby.
go ahead
Go.
and type in "Go Ducks" into the chat bar.
Let's go. But yeah, I love my orange here, man. And then you'll see that on my slides today. It's kind of my thing. But anyways, we'll move forward. So we're talking about social media and video and how that's going to help you explode your business, man. And a lot of agents that I talk to, a lot of people in general that I talk to, especially business owners, they're kind of shy to the social media game, and they're like, oh, I'd rather have like social interaction and get in front of people and all these different things. And I'm not saying those things don't work; they do. I am a walking billboard for my business. I'm always wearing a hat that's got my team logo on it. I'm wearing a shirt that says I'm a real estate agent. Whatever. I never leave the house. My wife, who's in attendance today, she finds it gaudy sometimes, right? Like, but it's what I do. All of those things work. But nothing, as you'll see today, nothing works like social media, and especially video. All right. So video, it lasts forever, guys. We've got algorithms that work for all social media posts, right? Like, so even like if you just write some long, boring story on Facebook or whatever social media that you like to use, even if you write like a long post, there are algorithms that will show that to people, right? But algorithms, as we study these things, man, like they work for video forever, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime somebody's like Google searching, the search bar on any kind of social media, especially YouTube, if they search real estate, right? You need to be on there, right? We'll talk about how to make sure that you're kind of showing up when people are searching for some kind of content. But the algorithms work so much better and so much harder for you when we post video. All right. Brand awareness is the goal behind video. Okay. Like, very rarely can people go back to one single video and say that video is what grew my business. Brand awareness over time is the goal behind most video social media marketing. Okay. So don't post one video and get discouraged. Don't post 10 videos and get discouraged. Okay. Brand awareness is what we're looking for. These algorithms are working forever. I'll just give you one example. We'll talk more stats here in just a minute, but I'll give you one example. I posted a video 3 weeks ago to YouTube, and I was kind of blown away because I was getting such good engagement. And then all of a sudden, I literally had a video that had no views, like zero. And like when I first started posting videos, like I would have deleted that, then reposted it, tried a few different things, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm not looking. The number of views is not important. It's just another touch point, right? Well, I woke up this morning and it had something like 16,000 views, and it just kind of caught me off guard because it's been up for a couple of weeks now. So something happened in the algorithms where all of a sudden it started showing up in people's feeds, right? So don't get discouraged and stay consistent, guys. This thing, yes, like we just said in the chat here, don't delete your videos because that will work against you in the algorithms. Okay, guys, like make sure we're going to learn all this stuff. But anyways, brand awareness is the goal. All right. Text posts do not recirculate, right? Like, so once they kind of die out, they don't repopulate unless somebody goes and like specifically comments on it or reshares that content. Like, they don't recirculate. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, the algorithm will play for the first, I think, 30 days. The algorithm will play a post for the first 30 days, and then it's kind of organic after that as to whether it's shared or whatever. Like when it comes to text posts, algorithms, again, work forever. All right. Video is easier to consume, guys. Like I know you have to agree. Luckily, our team leader has jumped in and started presenting a lot of our material via video, and somebody with like ADHD and like just attention issues like I have, video is much faster and easier for me to consume. And come to find out, after doing all this research, it's easier for everybody to consume. And I'll show you that later. And then it can add flavor, guys. Like, think about it. Like, sometimes we get a text and we're like, what did they just say? Right? Like, we take it out of context. It's much easier to present your message via video, right? You can really put some emotion in it. You can make sure that the right emphasis is on the right syllable. Like, it's just so much easier for you to consume and present your message, right? Everybody following along? We doing good? Give me a thumbs up. All right.
Give Mike a thumbs up in the comment
Let me
box.
see
there
it,
if you're
guys. Put it
following
in the
him.
chat. I can't see you right now on my screen, so put it in the chat. Let me know you're there, baby. Yeah. All right. So, well, it looks like it's lagging. Do you guys see my screen? Is it just blank?
It's blank. We
we
can
see
see
it.
now. There it goes.
There we go. There we go. All right. So again, we're going to continue with why video, guys. Look at this. 90% of the info that's transmitted to our brain is visual. Okay. And that's not saying that 90% of everything that comes into our brain we actually see. But think about it. If I mention the color purple, like instantly in your brain, you envision the color purple, right? 90% of everything that we consume and we process is visual to the brain. All right. Our brain processes visual 60,000 times faster than text. Okay. So like immediately, man, like I can just, I know this is true for me. I wouldn't have been able to put the number 60,000 on it, but you know, luckily some science nerd did this for us, right? And we know that it's roughly 60,000 times faster for us to consume video and then process that information than if it was text alone. I think that's why I like picture books so much better, man. Like, it's not because I like the colors, it's because I can like actually relate to the material, right? And I promise I am a relatively smart guy, guys. I've got several degrees, but even still, reading is something that I'm awful at, right? And so knowing that video, not only is it easier to consume, but it's much easier for me to present, right? Like, so I love video. And let's see, guys, 93% of all human communication is visual, right? So, for instance, like I kind of think back to my cousin. My cousin was blind and hard of hearing. Guys, it was so much harder for him to kind of process speech and everything. For one, he was hard of hearing, but two, what they found out was it was much harder because he couldn't see us interact with him, right? Like, he couldn't see our lips. He couldn't read our body language. Like, everything in our life, we kind of take for granted at times, right? Think about this though, 93% of all of our communication is visual, right? Even if I'm not right in front of you, if you see my video and if I was sitting here and I was monotone and I was just like not into this, like, you're going to tune me out, right? That's why I was terrible in history class, because I don't know what it is about history teachers, but they're just boring, man. Boring content, and the people that teach it, in my opinion, have always been boring. If you're a history teacher, I apologize. Prove me wrong though. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, make sure whenever you do make video, I'm going to teach you the ways to do it. Make sure it's kind of exciting though. You don't want something that's just bland. It's not going to be much, you know, it's not going to be much better than if you just had some boring text up there. Okay. All right. And guys, this is a lot. Okay. I'm not, we will, you know, we'll share this. It'll be up in the community center so that you guys can go back and look at all this. But this information, I highlighted some of this. Okay. The most important things for me are the average time that people spent on each page, on each of these platforms, right? The most used platforms were YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Okay, there were a bunch of others on here that were relatively close, but these were the most used for video marketing. All right, so the average daily time spent on YouTube across all devices, so this is your mobile phone, desktop, laptop, anything that's connected to the internet, right, is 41.9 minutes. Okay, the average daily time spent just on YouTube is 41.9 minutes. And obviously there are some higher ends and lower ends of the spectrum. Hey, Bobby, thanks for the comment on the jacket, man. This is my favorite jacket I've ever had. It's probably the cheapest jacket I've ever had, but I love it, man. But yeah, 41.9 minutes. And the average session duration of YouTube is 15 minutes, 11 seconds. Okay. So in 15 minutes and 11 seconds that somebody's spending on YouTube, they are visiting 8.3 pages. So every time they come, they're spending about 15 minutes. Every time they come, they're visiting about 8.3 pages. So on average, we're looking at 1 minute and 53 seconds per page visited. Okay. So this is going to play a huge part into the type of video that we use and we put out. Okay. There are two different forms that we'll discuss, and we'll learn why one is better than the other. Both have a place and both are vital. All right. On Instagram, it's even less. We're at 49 seconds per page, right? 49 seconds per page. Same for Facebook, and then 26 seconds on TikTok. Okay. And this has evolved over time, but we're noticing people have like shorter and shorter attention spans when it comes to the information that they're consuming. We're spending more and more time on social media, but we're spending less and less time on one single page or one single source of information, right? So all of this data helps us when it comes to our video marketing, all right? But the huge things here are just how much actual time is being spent on social media, all right? So we've got roughly, where are we at? Sorry. So we got 42 minutes on YouTube, 29 minutes on Instagram, 33 minutes on Facebook, and let's see, I don't see TikTok, but it's somewhere around 30 minutes. All right, 32 minutes. So guys, these platforms are vital. Okay. Make sure if you don't have one, learn to like it, because when you post one video to one, you can post it to all. The more data points we have, the more likely the algorithms will work for us. There's 100 different ways to skin a cat. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But just make sure that we have them all and we're using them all. All right. Here is so a daily time spent on social networking. Right. This is worldwide. And it's a little skewed because there are some countries that spend hardly any time on the internet, and there's some that spend a ton on the internet. And believe it or not, America was kind of right in the middle. And but 147 minutes per day is what the average internet user spends on social media daily. Okay, 2 hours, 27 minutes. I saw one other data source that included a couple of different countries that this one didn't. So you might hear me say 2 hours and 40 minutes later, but it's between 2.5 hours and 2 hours and 45 minutes daily on social media. All right. So we've got to meet our consumer where they're at, right? I don't spend 2 hours and 40 minutes driving down a freeway, and looking at billboards every day, but we are spending 2 hours on social media every day. Not everybody does, but this is what the average numbers are showing us. All right. So we want to meet everybody where they're at. The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing, guys. That's why I love video. Like, it's so much more fun. You get to use creative juices that you don't get to do. If I was putting together a pamphlet, to hand out, like I get to be creative on that one thing, and then I hand it out and it's done, right? Like with video, it's constantly evolving. There's always a different project, and it honestly takes much less time. I'll show you in just a minute, man. We'll put together a video in less than 2 minutes, and a short form video in less than 2 minutes. And it's going to drive brand awareness for you, where, it might take days or weeks to put a good pamphlet together. Right. Love this. But
hey, Mike,
and like
one
I
other
said,
thing that I noticed that you've been doing too is collaborating with your videos to add to that.
Bro, yeah, you can collaborate, and that's what makes it even more fun. I jumped on several different videos, but my favorite one is probably the one I did with my buddy Ryan the other day, man. We're worlds apart, man. Well, not worlds apart. He's in Vegas. I'm over here in Tennessee, and we could still put together a video. I think it took us less than 5 minutes, right? Like, he recorded his part, I recorded my part, we put it together, collaborated, put it out, man, and it's been amazing, right? Like, I think that video on YouTube right now is somewhere around like 6,000 views for me on YouTube. And I just put it up on YouTube about 3 days ago. And, you know, for a lot of people, these numbers that I throw around are baby numbers. Okay. Like the rock stars that I talk to, they're getting like 1,000 views an hour. Like they're just generate. I'm pretty new to actually having these platforms, but it's starting to take off. And I'll share with you some of my personal stats here as we get going. All right. But guys, video marketing is the best marketing because it's just fun. All right. Now we're going to get into the meat a little bit. All right. The types of video. We have long form video content. Okay. These are the things like, you know, most presentations would be like, these are videos that are 3 minutes or longer, but typically you're going to, you know, it's the typical YouTube video where, you know, if you want to learn how to change the alternator on your car, right? Like it's a 2-hour video or whatever it might be. I don't know. You know, and like our classes, this one today, it'll be on a YouTube channel soon. You know, it's going to be 90 minutes, right? These are long form content videos that have a place and they're vital. They're very important. Okay. But when it comes to marketing, we want to make sure we're presenting the material in the easiest and most effective way, if that makes sense. Okay. And again, this has its place, but the most common form is going to be short form that we'll go over in just a minute. All right. These are best for educational and training purposes. So, you know, for instance, me and a group, we do First Friday every month, and we do that via Zoom. Then we post it to YouTube. These are educational things that will help others grow. And it's an educational piece that, you know, we don't have to go teach 100 classes to reach 100 different groups, right? We make this video once, we post it to YouTube, and now anybody that's looking for that type of education can go find it, right? It's there and it's readily available. I don't have to reproduce that. So that's what I love about video is it's permanent and it's always readily available. All right. As you make your long form content, if you present it the right way, you can make your short form content from your long-term content. So you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? I do that a lot these days. I'm just now kind of getting, you know, in the groove of using the long form content to make the short-term content, but it's definitely a time saver. And I absolutely love it for educational purposes. It's great. All right. And then the best platform for long form content is definitely YouTube. All right. It's really the only platform that will allow long form content, right? If you try to post an hour video to Facebook or any of these other platforms, for one, it takes forever. And sometimes it just plain doesn't work, but YouTube is set up for it. So if you're going to create any kind of long form content, I always create it on, you know, put it on YouTube, and then I'll share it via a link on these other social platforms, if that makes sense. It's so much easier that way. All right. And then I've got a quote down here I thought was pretty powerful, man. Video informs and entertains people, and good or bad today, most people prefer to watch a video rather than read a page of text. And again, I know that's my personal belief, but overwhelmingly statistics show this, man. Like 78% of consumers, 78% of people would rather see a video than read a page of text. So let's give the people what they want, man. That's what we're trying to do in our business, is please our consumer, right? All right. So short form content. This is probably the one that's more common. It's easiest for us to do in our business. It's far more fun to me, and it has a different purpose. They can be educational as well. And it doesn't always have to be like, if you're not a comical type of person, you know, there's a time and place for everything. If you're not a comical type of person, that's the #1 style of video, I think, is probably like a comedy skit of some kind. If that's not you, you can do other forms of video. We'll get into that in just a minute when we talk about how to make videos, but don't get turned off by it. This is vital. We have to do it. We have to meet our people and give them what they want. All right. So short form is 3 minutes or shorter, right? So, it's shorter than 3 minutes. And the best time length for this form of content is 1 minute or less. And if we think back to the slide that we saw just a minute ago, some pages people are only spending about 49 seconds on, right? On average per page, they're only spending roughly 49 seconds. On YouTube, we're spending roughly a minute and a half. All right. Some of these sites won't allow you to post something longer than a minute in short form. Okay. So if we make our short form content 1 minute or less, we can then share it across all of the platforms, right? And it's easier to consume, right? Does everybody understand what I mean when I say easier to consume?
Yep,
right. It's
100%.
easier.
Hey, Mike,
Right. It's easier
so we
for us
have
to
all
watch.
of these, different platforms, and some people might feel overwhelmed just getting started, and they're like, holy crap, dude, like I got YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, like this is way too much. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to crawl in my turtle shell and just not do it, right? But if you were to say, hey, pick one platform, which of these platforms do you think is a good place for people to start?
If you pick one platform, the easiest algorithm to get working in your favor is Instagram. I'll show you the stats in just a minute. There are different strokes for different folks. All right. YouTube is great. YouTube is really great, but their algorithms are tricky. If you mess up in the algorithm one time, it just kind of takes a minute for it to recycle. It's harder to correct, in my opinion. To get the algorithms working for you, it's easier in Instagram for me and several of the other folks that I've talked with. I'll share those stats with you. But I talked to, let's see, I talked to 5 big time creators, right? And I won't name drop, but I talked to 5 different big time creators. One of them has millions of subscribers. And he agrees, like he does everything on YouTube, but he also does everything on Instagram. Okay. So, again, I would try to get started with all of them because I'll show you in just a minute how easy that is. But Instagram is the one that I would focus on if I had to choose one. All right. Good question though, because I know like there's so many options, like there's so many things. And when we talk about making videos here in just a minute, there's so many different tools we can use. Right. So, and you can ask my wife, she's in attendance. Like I can get overloaded with information pretty easily. Right. But what I typically will try to do is just like, I will try to hone in on the things that work best. I'll find what works best for me, what's working for other people, find those in common, and then I'm going to try and run with that, right? I might have to reevaluate my strategy at some point, but these are the things that have worked for me and are working for others. This is best for branding, right? So these short form videos, it's best for branding for several reasons. 1, it's easier to consume. 2, it's easier to make, right? It is the best platforms are YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. There are tons of others. These are the ones that are best. And if you share it to one, you have the ability to share it to others. And it's a little tricky. Some of them, the algorithms don't necessarily like to see if there's a watermark of one versus the other, right? But in my opinion, and what several others mentioned to me as well, is it doesn't really matter because if we were in the world of sales and our only sales technique was to sell via video, it would matter a little more. But since our purpose for these videos is mostly branding, man, just make it whatever's easiest, make it and then reshare it. Unless you have the time and or ability, some kind of video editor that does work for you to post to others. I don't have that. To me, my purpose is branding. These other rock stars that I talk to, their purpose is branding. So we're going to make it on one platform and then share it across all of them, and we get great results, right? And let's see, examples, the YouTube shorts. Like if you go on YouTube, especially on the app, like they've got the long form content. That's the most I think that's what most people will recognize is the longer videos. They've got the bigger thumbnails, and then they have the shorts kind of right under it. Like these things are growing. YouTube Shorts is coming to give Instagram Reels and TikTok, a run for their money. They're
Mike,
really diving in right now.
I wanted to stop you there really quick because we have a couple questions about posting cross-platform. So how are you doing that? Because a lot of these platforms are putting watermarks on videos. So when you post from Instagram and you take that video and you go to post on TikTok or YouTube or vice versa, they're kind of hiding it in the algorithm, I've heard. So how are you cross-posting them, and where do you film most of your video content?
This is all great questions. I'm going to go over that later. I'll tell you about the cross posting or whatever. And again, keep in mind, this isn't just me. Now, I have tested my videos just to see, but I also talk to real creators. Like it's a form of major income for these guys that I talked with, right? And 3 out of the 5 they all shared a common opinion, and that the watermark, there's only one that really cares, and it's TikTok. Like TikTok will kind of bury your video per se, if it has like an Instagram watermark on it or something like that. TikTok's probably my least favorite, honestly, because of that, because I like to create just one video and kind of like blast it on all the platforms. Every other platform, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the algorithm doesn't really hurt you when it has another watermark, when it's an Instagram watermark, right? So I prefer to post to Instagram first and then reshare it to all these platforms, because the numbers, and again, it's not just me, it's big time creators. If we post it to Instagram first and then share it to these other platforms, it doesn't affect the number of views and or engagement that we get from the videos, right? Now, if you take it and post it to TikTok, depending on the size of your audience, you could kind of get lost in the algorithm there. So it might be worth it to some people if that's your main platform, don't mess up your algorithm. You can post it there first, and then, take the same video and recreate it on a different platform. I'll show you how to do those things here in just a minute. Good questions though. All right. I would recommend, in this quote, again, this is one of the top like video marketing experts right here in the world. But create videos with a distinct purpose, right? Like anticipate your ideal consumer's needs and create the content to address those needs, right? So even when it comes to these little dumb skits that I like to do, like typically it's going to have some kind of underlying message, right? Like showing my skills as a real estate agent and or a marketer. It's got some kind of underlying message, right? And engagement is through the roof with some of these things. So it can be fun, it can be serious, it can be scripted, it can be unscripted. Make sure there's a purpose behind it though. And make sure you're kind of passionate about it. All right. We'll talk about those things too. All right. So again, the video styles, like, funny and humorous are what I like to do. I think I'm a funny guy. And, I really enjoy like that kind of content. That's the kind of content that I like to take in. So that's the kind of content that I put out. Also later, we'll go over some stats that show humor sells, man. People engage a little more with comedy. And that's why there's a reason that, ABC has been around for so long. And these sitcoms that show comedies, later in the evenings, families consume that more than they do the news or other things, right? So funny and humorous videos are awesome. Serious and educational videos have a purpose. What's up?
So with your funny and style, we're talking about attracting clients with video, right? And at the end of the purpose is brand and clients to work with you. So if you're making videos that is your style, who you are, ultimately, when that client comes to work with you, you guys are going to click right off the bat because they're going to feel like they know you because they've consumed hundreds of thousands of hours of entertainment that you've put out, right? Same way as these other topics that you're going through. If someone likes that educational type realtor that is just, nuts and bolts and the grain of the business, when they meet, they're going to talk, numbers, and they're going to enjoy each other's company. So it's really important when you're authentic that you're going to attract the type of people that you actually want to work with.
100%, man. And I would say that's probably the biggest takeaway that I got from talking with one of the creators that I had a chance to learn from, is like, you want to be authentic, right? Like this particular guy, like he doesn't look like your normal real estate agent, man. Like he really doesn't. And, but he is a marketing genius. And he tried to present like the serious, like business type guy, type of content. And it just wasn't fun for him, and he had less engagement, right? So when he started like saying, I want to connect with my people, right? When he kind of stopped caring, I guess, like what the mass would think, he started getting more engagement from the masses. And so that's huge, man. Like, definitely meet your people where they want to see you, right? Like, not everybody likes my style of video, and not everybody is going to like your style of video or whatever. Who cares, man? Brand awareness, good or bad. People, if they don't like your video, they saw your video, right? So to me, man, like, just make it. And all of these have a purpose. You'll see me put out some serious videos from time to time as well. All of the video has a purpose, but just find what's best for you, scripted or unscripted, right? Like a lot of the things that I have done, only because it's easier, faster, and more enjoyable, is technically scripted, I would guess. Like, because I like to, just take some funny content and like recycle it, I guess, like lip sync over it or whatever it might be. So much easier that way to create content, man. And it's accepted today as marketing. Like, dude, that's great. And I see the questions rolling in, guys, and I will go over some of this, I promise. Okay. And if I don't specifically answer it through the content, I will be sure to answer at the end. Okay. But here's the thing, guys. Emotion is the key to retention, right? So this is in any form of business, right? Whether it's marketing, like via video, whether it's like in an office, right? If I don't get along well with my coworkers in an office, I'm less likely to stay there, right? Like, if people don't like the content that you're putting out, they're going to go somewhere else to get the content, right? So keep in mind, like, you don't want to be boring. You don't want to be too gaudy. Like, you want to kind of mix it. It's like a mixed bag of things that we want to put out, I guess, right? And some things, some things kind of go over the edge, but sometimes, that's what gets the most views. And keep in mind, like, brand awareness is what we're looking for. I wouldn't do things that would hurt the brand, because it's, you're working hard to build this thing up. So don't get too gaudy. But which one of the creators that I met with, man, like, he put some stuff out that I don't know how he stays so huge, but he's just growing every month, man. And but anyway, so like, different strokes for different folks. Like I said, man, there's 100 ways to skin a cat. All right. Humor, though, where appropriate, is a great addition to your video. So embrace the personality of your product and let it shine through, man. We can take just about any topic. I don't play around with politics, but we can take just about any topic and make it humorous and make it consumable and lighthearted. And when somebody feels the lightheartedness, they feel connected with you, right? As real estate agents, like, when I go into a listing presentation, I try to make instant rapport by having people let their guard down, right? And that has worked for me. It's worked for all of the real estate agents that I've had a chance to train and work with. And humor is the easiest way to do that. And that's why a lot of times, like, if you take a public speaking class, they'll tell you to open up with a joke, man. You want to get people's guards down. And but again, there's a time and place for everything. So as you probably have picked up, I really like the humor videos. That's what you're going to see from me. Every now and then, I'm going to sprinkle in some serious stuff and some educational stuff. Even when I do educational videos, though, most of the time there's going to be some kind of humor in there. All right. So any questions before I move on to the sex topic? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to talk about sex, I promise. But any questions before I move on about the types of video? No, we're good. All right. So here, man, like I say, sex sells, man, and lucky for me, so do other emotions. And I here we've got a little bit of a chart that shows, man, like the type of emotions that trigger, somebody to consume content or products, right? And, you know, we've got trust, competition, you know, instant gratification, like all of these things, man. And good question. I'll share that at the end. But it's Mike Holt, the real estate guy. Mike Holt, the real estate guy. But it's my YouTube channel. Here I'm going to show you a video, just a quick example, guys, of what I really like. You guys hear that?
Would you canoe without a life jacket? Would you ride on the back of a motorcycle without?
Yep, we hear it.
Girlfriend. I'm your girlfriend.
So something dumb. Here we go. Let it play one more time. I'm your girlfriend, baby. So guys, if I were you, you know, just something dumb, man. Like that is not everybody's style, but it got a point across. Oh crap. How do I get back?
So as Mike's getting his screen back there, so one of the tactics that he's been using as well, I'm sure he'll talk about, is that he's using voiceovers, so trending sounds that are picked up by the algorithm, and then he's doing the voiceover with that, and he's talking as if it's him doing the video. And those right now seem to be on all the platforms trending, and the algorithm picks you up like fire. So Mike, I just wanted to give you a second breather there, but if you want to talk about that, you can go into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're 100% correct, man. Why can I not? Guys, I apologize. Give me just one more second.
Mike, go ahead and hit stop share. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
It's
Okay.
back.
All right, guys. Anyway, so yeah, emotion sells. Fear is what I was just feeling at that point, man. Like, you know, I was like, oh no, what happened to my presentation? But I found it. Anyways, you know, that's just one style of video, and JJ's exactly right, man. And we'll go over it here in just a minute when I talk about the tools that we use to create videos. But one of the most common ways and easiest ways to get into making videos is by doing voiceovers and lip syncing with the content, right? And it's the easiest way to break the ice and get into the video mode, man. And so tips for getting started, man. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's pretty much anything in our business, right? Nobody likes making cold calls. Well, you don't jump into cold calling and really just enjoy it. Now, as you get better and better at it, like I'm a competitive guy, I've gotten to where I do like cold calls, but not everybody is like that, right? You've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the only way that growth happens, right? When we go to the gym, if we're not feeling the workout, we're not growing, right? No pain, no gain. And that's the same with these videos. Like not everybody, you know, my wife, she was telling me there's no way she could do the videos, some of the videos that I do. She doesn't want her face like all over, you know, social media and stuff like that. And it's not for everybody. And we'll talk about how to make videos. Like even if you don't like having your face on the video, there's a place for everything, right? I like my face is my brand. When people think real estate, I want them to think my face. I want them to think my orange jacket or whatever it might be. Like I want my brand to be my presence, but that's not for everybody. All right. But you've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and don't overthink this, right? Like there are so many, hey, thank you. We've got so many different things. So many different tools, so many different platforms, so many different things that get our attention. And a lot of times we just feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start, right? Don't feel that way when it comes to these videos, because the most important thing is making it and getting it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you know, scripted, you know, down to the word and down to the second or whatever, right? Don't overthink this. And then watch and learn from others. I think I've grown the most by watching other people's content and realizing that they're getting engagement. And then, you know, like I pick up from their style, if that makes sense. And we rip off and duplicate in this business. And that's what video is about for me. And so feel free to do the same thing. just don't overthink it, man. Watch and learn from others. Get creative, right? Like there are some videos that I see, man. I'm like, there's no way I could have thought of that. There's no way I could have connected the dots with that sound to this video or whatever it might be. And so this really allows you to get the creative juices flowing. And man, most importantly, just have fun. And especially when you start collaborating with others, this really can be fun, and it doesn't take too much time. Like I think there's also a misconception that, you know, you have to have hours and hours and hours to do this. Man, I put together like 25 videos the other day in less than an hour, the short form videos in less than an hour. And, you know, so it does not have to be something that consumes your life. All right.
Hey, Mike, I've heard two other tactics too, where people will, so creativity strikes at random places. Sometimes it's when you're in the shower, sometimes it's when you're on the toilet, sometimes it's when you're on the treadmill, right? So I've heard people will actually like send themselves a quick email when that video sparks in their idea, and then they'll send themselves an email, remember to make this video. Or if they're at the gym on the treadmill and something pops up in their mind, immediately shoot it. They don't wait for gel in the hair, put on the nice collared shirt, let's do the light on the face. It's like, sometimes it's okay if that creativity hits and spikes at that moment, then shoot the video. Maybe not on your toilet or in the shower, but in other places, yes.
Hey man, sometimes you can do it. You can do it at those places as well, man. Like that's where a lot of the creative thinking takes place, is on the toilet, right? That's where you spend a lot of the time when you're awake. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, I do the same thing. I typically, you know, I learned this from our team leader, Jake Rockwell, like, and he learned it from somebody else. But if a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately, right? Like if it takes no time to do it, just do it. And most of these short form content videos you can do in 2 minutes or less. So I would just do it right then. If you're not capable or able to do it right then, I send myself a text, right? But great idea. And because
I love that, Mike, because for me, I do a lot of video too. And I text myself and I have a whole huge thread going of ideas when I may not have the time right then to do it. So I love that you do the same.
Right. And that's extremely helpful. You know, and then another thing, I'm telling you, like organization, guys, y'all should see my desk. I cleaned it up a little bit before I started doing this presentation today, but like, I'm like a walking advertisement of what ADHD looks like. I mean, it's bad. My wife hates it because like I'll be cooking, doing the dishes, writing a book, you know, exercising all at the same time. And I'll leave the cabinet doors open because I halfway did the dishes and then I'll come back and do them later or whatever. Like, you know, it's just, that's who I am. So I have learned a lot about organization from people that I surrounded myself with, right? Like, so I use my calendar and I use my notes in my phone, right? Like, so now rather than texting myself, because those might get lost if somebody texts me, I start in my notes, right? Like I've got a list of things that I need to get done. And then I've got a list of videos that I want to make or whatever. So all great ideas.
You do have one question in there. What does Liz asked, what does thumbnail mean and PIP here on your slide? Thumbnail.
Good question. Good question. So let me get started on this, and I'll answer those questions as we go over this, because I know that that's kind of terminology that people don't really know yet. So a few of the tools that we have available, man, there's an endless amount. Like you know, you can ask just about anybody that creates videos and they'll tell you something different. But these are the easiest for me to use. And really and truly, I only use 2 of these, like, you know, when I make these videos. Like, anyway, so Canva, I use this to make thumbnails, presentations, and templates, right? So a thumbnail is like the picture. When you go to YouTube, like they've got these like nice colorful pictures on as the cover of the video. That's the thumbnail. That's like, you know, what people see when they're going through the page, right? And typically you want it to be like something that's eye-catching. You want it to be like the cover of this presentation. Well, I can't get there too quickly right this second. But anyways, like the cover of this presentation, something that's just eye-catching. And that's the thumbnail. All right. The presentation, this presentation that I'm presenting right now, I did on Canva. And then when you Canva also has templates. So let's say that you don't like putting your face on video. Canva has video templates that you could use. Now, some of them they charge for. If you've got the pro account, it's included in that. Or I have the free account, and there are hundreds of templates that you could choose from. And it's got like music playing in the background, and all you got to do is put your text in there or your picture in there, whatever you want to present, and it kind of just plays for you. And so super cool, creative account. Yeah, the pro account. I think I had a pro account at one time that was like, I think it was like $36 for the year if you paid up front or something like that, like something stupid. Let's see. Oh, CapCut. So CapCut is great. This was my favorite for a while. Like I love CapCut. It's easy to edit. Like it's got I do everything from my phone. It's just much easier to shoot the content and have it on your phone to upload to edit, rather than having to like shoot on a camera or something, then go to your camera, and go to your computer, have all these editing apps and all these things. Like when I've talked to people that really thought it was some kind of big major production to make videos. And guys, it's not. Like if you've got an iPhone or a smartphone of any kind that's got a camera and you can download these apps, you're set. All right. CapCut though makes it easy to edit and take shots. But for instance, let's say that we're presenting, and I use the word a lot, right? Whatever. I can go back and clean up the presentation by cutting out those uhs. And whatever it might be. Let's say that I shoot 3 takes of a video all at once. I can go take the sections that I like the best and combine one video. And CapCut makes that easier. It's got creative tools, like it's got like stickers and like graphics and stuff that you can put into your video. It's just a great tool. And then you can add music, because TikTok sounds, like let's say that you're scrolling through TikTok, you find sounds that you like. TikTok is kind of integrated into CapCut. So you don't have to go like save music and then like somehow, I use two, sorry, I just got distracted by that comment there. But yeah, so I use 2 different apps now to make my videos, because it's easier to add sound in Instagram. All of the sounds and music and stuff that I like typically comes from Instagram. So I'll create the video on one app, and then as I'm uploading it, I'll upload the sound via Instagram. It's just easier for me because it's there in that one place, and Instagram has a tool that I can upload video and add the sound in the click of a button. All right. InShot. All right. This is where I say PIP. So I really like InShot now for several reasons. The editing, it's got the same editing tools as far as like cutting videos up as CapCut. So it's easy to edit the video. It's got PIP, so picture in picture, right? So let's say that I have a picture or a screenshot of something that I want to show in the background of a video. I can have that as a background and then put another video in front of it, if that makes sense. And I love the ability to do that, because then I can have my information showing at the same time people see my face. So I still get the brand awareness, and I can show whatever information I'm trying to share in the background. Love it. It does have music. It doesn't have any like mainstream media music, but it's got like tunes that you could put, if you're not looking for something specific, it's got music you can use. And this is by far my favorite to use now. InShot, again, I've got the free, I paid $17.99 for the year for InShot. Totally worth it though. Take a look at that one. And then YouTube Studio, I don't like this one. It's not as user friendly. The only reason I like YouTube Studio is because I've got TubeBuddy. I don't remember how, but I had some kind of promotional deal where I got it for free. It's relatively cheap too. I think it's like $7.99 a month if you really wanted. But I ended up with a free account with TubeBuddy, and it's amazing. It gives you like tools to help with the search engine optimization, right? Like so certain hashtags, which is kind of less necessary now than it was 3 years ago. hashtags were like big in the algorithms like 3 years ago, and they still play a role, but not nearly like they did 3 years ago. But TubeBuddy through YouTube Studio allows you to know what the top trending hashtags are, and you can add those there with just a click of a button. You can have 100 different hashtags. So it's a cool option, but it's less user friendly. Instagram, reels and shorts are easy to make on Instagram. I typically, like I said, I'll shoot the video, I will upload it onto Instagram, add my sound to it, and then share it across other platforms. If I need to like cut up a video in any way to make it nicer, I'll do that in InShot, then upload to Instagram and add the sound and everything. I would say the combination of InShot and Instagram are probably my favorites though. So easy to make the short form content there. And then TikTok tends to have like the latest trends when it comes to short form media. Like I don't get into like the whole like dancing thing, but there are some people that do, and it's gotten them tons of brand awareness, but it's got like tons of music that you can use, just great for ideas. And I don't use TikTok as much as I could or probably should. So it depends on who you ask. I find better success when I use Instagram and YouTube. But I am now like, no, I ain't dancing, man. I am the definition of white boy when it comes to dancing. Like I've got no rhythm, bro. Like it's bad. But yeah, I'll show you here in just a minute. I know I keep saying that, but I'll show you how to make. Oh, here we go. This one right here. How to make videos. All right. I don't know why it won't share the sound.
So Mike, you're
So
gonna
on the
have to
top-
hit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, JJ. I'll let you.
Just on the top left of your screen where it says original sound for musicians off. You'll want to click
Here.
top left. You might have to stop sharing your screen really quick.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Now on the
Oh,
top
that's-
left, it should say original sound for musicians, and then click that on.
It doesn't say that, man.
Okay, I have a little bit easier way. We're gonna click share screen again. And
All right.
before you click on the screen you want to share, there's gonna be an option at the top that says audio or something to that effect. Advanced is what it's gonna say, and you're gonna click on advanced. Go ahead and-
guys. I'm sorry.
Hold on, click stop share again.
All right.
Before you share your screen, we're gonna have to select this option. So
All right.
click the share screen button, but don't click on the screen you want to share yet.
Yep.
Up at the top, you're gonna see basic, advanced, and files.
Yeah,
You see
mine doesn't
that?
have that, man. Sorry. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at real fast. Sorry.
In
Okay,
the bottom left, it should say share sound as well, if you don't want
All
to
right,
go to
you
it.
guys see what I'm seeing?
oh man, that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I
Hey,
really
Mike.
apologize. I practiced this.
Is that a website link that you're trying to share the sound of?
It's on Canva. Here,
Yeah.
I'll just turn I'll turn the sound up on my computer and try to play it that way. I apologize, guys. This is really helpful. I promise it is. It's worth it. Let's see. Okay, here. Sorry, guys. Let me get this set back up. I apologize. All right. So let's go back. I'm going to share this screen. I'm going to turn the sound up, and we're going to make the best of this, guys. I apologize. All right. So this one, This one right here, by the way, I'm just going to show you what I'm doing here. On this one, I'm going into Instagram. I'm just at the Reels section, right? This little button down here at the bottom in the middle, that's the Reels section. It's playing a sound that I liked. And we can make the video automatic, right then by using use audio, or click that little ribbon up at the top there, and that saves the audio, okay? So as you're scrolling through Instagram, as you're, like and this option is on Facebook as well. As you're going through videos, if you like a sound, in the bottom of the screen, like right here, you see this little music icon in the bottom left. You can click on that. It'll show you like other videos that have been made using that sound. All right. And then if you like it, when you click on the audio there, it's going to give you this screen, this option. And if you want to make the video right then using that audio, you can do it via this button here. It'll give you the option to record if you want. What I typically always do is just go up here to this ribbon and save the sound. Okay. And then I've probably got like 100 sounds saved right now because I'm like, ooh, I really like that. And then I end up like, maybe I don't really feel the creative juices on it or whatever it might be. But that's how I'm going to be using the sound. And then over here on this side, I really hope I can get this to play with the sound. We don't need the sound. We will share this this content, guys. You'll have access to this, and if you want the slides with the sound, I can send it to you. It's not really necessary. Really and truly, I just had this screenshot up here to show you the process. So what I'm doing here, I just logged into my phone. I went to create, and then down here at the bottom, it has the option to select reel. Okay. So I've selected that I want to make a reel, and then right here with this white, we've got the option to upload our videos. So it's going to take you to your camera, allow you to upload your video. All right. And then we've got the option to do volume controls. I always turn off the volume from my phone, from the recording, and then I'll go over here to my saved music. I'm going to pick the sound that I want, and then I'm going to cut down. If it's just a short video, you can edit it pretty easily via Instagram, right? And so I always look, I just look at my lips. Like as soon as I start talking and I know the sound is going to start, as soon as I put it on there, I just kind of cut it down to where my lips are moving, right? And then I'll play it a couple of times, make sure that the voiceover fits my lips, and then the video is ready to go. And guys, I'm sorry, this has flustered me.
Hey, buddy.
Right, here we go.
Joanne had mentioned that your computer was running low on battery. Did you plug it in so we don't lose
It is plugged in. Thank you for that heads up, by the way.
All right, we're good. Thanks,
So
Joanne.
Mike,
Yeah, we're good now. Thank you, Joanne.
Mike, I just made you co-host if you want to try and get your sound going again, and we can see if that helps. Not sure what's going on with that.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll just move forward. But so to make the videos, all you need, guys, is just a little bit of inspiration, right? Like, so watching other videos, keeping up with like hot topics, what's going on in the world, right? Like whatever it might be. At one point, the Kardashians were huge. So like every short form video had something to do with the Kardashians at one point. Let's say, somebody did something stupid in local news, like you might make a video connected to that, whatever it might be, right? Like find inspiration and just have fun with it and save those ideas. I get most of my inspiration through, other creators, through, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it might be. And I don't necessarily recreate those videos per se, but I get ideas from those videos. All right. Find your inspiration. You want to save the ideas, whether it be the song or the video, whatever gave you the inspiration, like save that idea and it's easier to do if it is something that's already created. Like, so save the music, save the video, whatever it might be. And lip syncing is the easiest way to get started, guys. The voiceover option is absolutely the easiest way, because you don't have to like think of what to say or how to say it, right? So you want to rip off and duplicate as much information as you can. Guys, that's what this business is all about. Like, if you talk to, most rock star real estate agents, even their listing presentations, their buyer consultations, whatever they do that they're really successful at, they combined ideas that they got from somebody else, right? And so find other successful creators, find other successful people, and just duplicate what they do. It doesn't have to be the same exact idea. We don't want to copyright somebody, like, get in, any kind of plagiarism type things, but it is completely fine to steal those ideas and run with it. All right. Have the sound and source of, whatever the inspiration is, have it playing in the background. So, a lot of times if I'm doing a voiceover, if it's like a longer voiceover type of video, I will have the sound playing in the background on my computer at the same time I'm recording from my phone. And it sounds like a big production, but it's really not. Like I said, and most of the time I have the sound recorded on my phone, and it's something short, so I can just make it real quick just with my phone at any time. And then be sure that the lighting is decent. Like I would say this setting is probably about as dark as you could get away with. Not necessarily, it doesn't really matter. It does not have to be a perfect setup. Like, it just can't be a dark room. Can't be, a closet with no light on, or whatever it might be. Like, just have some decent lighting. They're relatively cheap these days. I've just got a little lamp on my desk right now. You can get those ring lights or whatever for like, $20 or something like that. So it doesn't take much. Not necessary to get started though. And then hit record and have fun, guys. That's probably the hardest step. Like, getting ready, getting inspired, all that stuff is pretty easy, but actually doing the work can be difficult. It doesn't have to be though, because it should be fun. So as you're making these videos, as you're getting into marketing through social media, just realize the purpose behind it. It's not going to be perfect in the beginning, right? Actually everybody that I've talked to that has a huge following in social media will say the same thing. When they first shot their first video, it was awful. It's embarrassing for them to go back and look at it now, they say. But they put it up, and now look where they're at. And you're never going to get better if you don't get started, right? Like, you've got to start somewhere. So just have fun with it. Use the editing tools that we talked about. So, if you download any apps today, I would recommend InShot and Instagram. That's the two that you really need to get started. So many more options, but that's the two that are the easiest to use. They're user-friendly and cheap or free, and just super easy, man. And then, so hit the record button, have fun, use those editing tools, and just post it, right? Most of the time, like, if you create something, I would recommend, if you're like really nervous about it, don't even watch it. Just post it and then move on with your day, right? Like, don't, if you watch it, you're going to be your own worst critic. You're going to want to delete it, like all this stuff. Like, just make a video and put it up, guys. Who cares how good it is? Like I said, good or bad, it's brand awareness. If somebody didn't like your video, it means they watched it, right? And, Grant Cardone, I don't know if you're in the world of business, you should know who Grant Cardone is, especially if you're in real estate. But if you don't, go look him up. He wrote a book. His first book, he said that he got so many emails and so many critics were like, dude, you misspelled this word on, page 163, or you used this word wrong. You used it in the wrong context or whatever. And he's like, you know what that proved to me? They read my book, right? Like, so good or bad, make the content, get it out there, get some brand awareness, man, and just have fun with it.
And Mike, it looks like we have a hand up from Steve. Steve, what do you got for us?
Well, first, just some encouragement to Mike. Your style, your personality, dude, I wouldn't change a thing. You just be uniquely you. When you flub up, we're all fine with it. We're all here to learn and grow and encourage, and this is a shame-free zone. We all know that. But what I wanted to comment on was, like, the struggle, and I'm saying this to encourage everyone else trying this and encourage myself, that when you set up something, you get a new mic, you try a new camera, you got new lights, all these things, and there's still struggles. I got to keep pushing through, because just last night I set up these new soft boxes, turned on my Logitech camera, and I went, where do I press record? And I realized there was another whole piece of software I had to download. And I did that. And then I did a couple of test videos. They were fine. The next 3, the video was off from my speech. So I'm like, well, what's that about? So all these things just push us off into the weeds. And I just had to walk away. I went to bed, got up with a new attitude today, going to try again. But if you have any thoughts about that, the whole tech setup and everything is the most frustrating part. And I know a lot of people just pick up their phones. It's fast and you can go a lot quicker that way. But for those of us that want to do teaching videos, our EXPY videos, everything from our desktop arrangement, there's just a lot more to it. And I've had people take me out and ask, tell me they will edit all my videos, but it's $200 a video. And then you can say, no, we can go offshore for $5. All these things are just clouding my mind as to which direction to go.
Absolutely. So I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, because it's not something I technically have in my presentation yet. Guys, every single day, I know you guys have to be bombarded. I know I am. Like, buy this program, buy this lead source, do this, do that, whatever. Like, everybody's trying to nickel and dime us, right? And it's very tempting when you start making videos. It's very tempting to want to unload that to somebody that might be more professional, where that's their job, is to edit videos, right? And when you have a lot of content, as things, like if that becomes like your number one focus, I would, it might be worth an investment at some point. Somebody like me, when brand awareness is what I'm looking for, something short and easy. These tools are really easy to learn, right? If it ever comes down to like needing some special content creation process, I will have to hire somebody, and I'm not there. I don't want to do that. And I'll tell you, all the other big creators that I talk to, they would say that actually 3 of the 5 that I talked to said that they kind of regretted spending so much so early in their creation process, right? It's good that you have those tools. So if you have the means, dude, your setup looks awesome, by the way. Like, one of these days, I'm going to actually like take care of my office space, get some lights and like all the cool stuff. Like, because you and JJ, guys, I love y'all setups, man. Looks awesome.
Well, I wanted to comment. I see this and I've been working on this, and then JJ pops on here and I'm like, now I want to tear it all down. He looks better than Grant Cardone has ever looked on camera. So I'm like, that's more the look I want,
Let's go, JJ.
No, you guys, and I agree with Mike though. What he's saying is like, you got to shoot the videos, because it's the same thing as like fitness. It's the more barriers you put between you and your goal. Like, if you have to go buy machines and buy dumbbells and buy this and buy that and buy that, and it's like, but you never lift them, you're not going to see any results. It's like you have to put in the work. So don't worry about all the lights and cameras and the microphone and all that. Like right now, Mike is found momentum, right? So when he does get all the rest of the stuff, his videos are just going to pop and take off 100%, but he's not going to be super stuffy in his videos and monotone and talking like this. Like, he's already found the momentum because he's in action, and then everything he adds to it is just going to help him grow from there. So most important thing is just get started. That'd be my 2 cents there.
Absolutely, man. And that's the hardest part of all of this. So, Steve, again, to kind of touch what you were talking about, like, the setup is amazing. It does get frustrating. Even when you have like simple stuff, like, it can be frustrating when you're trying to get, especially if you're doing any kind of voiceover stuff like I like to do. If the words aren't lining up just right, like, you can lose motivation or whatever it might be. And it's good to catch that and walk away, because you don't want to get discouraged, man. Like, you'll see again in a minute, I've got quotes all throughout where video is here to stay. It is not going anywhere, right? People are spending close to 3 hours a day in America on social media. They're spending an hour per platform or a half hour per platform, taking in video content. And we need to have our our face seen, right? We've got to have our brand out there, because if not, somebody else is taking the market share, right? And I will say this, talking about market share, it's been predicted by several of people in the know that we're going to lose roughly a third of real estate agents this year, right? A lot of people are getting scared, whatever it might be. They're finding different careers for whatever reason. And we're going to have increased market share. But if we don't get our brand out, we're not going to it's not like business is just going to fall in our lap, right? We've got to put our brand out there. We've got to grow our awareness if we want to take control of the increased market share. So video is going to be the fastest, easiest way to do that. I full-heartedly agree, and all of the rock stars that I've talked to agree. And I'm seeing it in my business. Several of the people on this call I've helped with their video presence, and they're seeing results. Just in the last, now 8 days, just in the last 8 days, I've gained 8 agents. In the world that I'm in, I like to help others see the light, and they want to know how I'm growing my business, and they're interested in my team and the way we do things. And they connected with me all through video. I've gotten 4 buyers and 3 sellers all through my videos. These are people that knew me, but they said, hey man, I kept seeing your videos pop up and I just wanted to reach out and see if you could help me, right? Brand awareness is what we're looking for, right? And like I tell all new agents that I work with too, is if your friend or your family member decides to do business with another real estate agent, that's your fault, not theirs, right? You weren't in front of them when they needed it. If we put video out there, we're always going to be in front of them, right? They're on social media anyways. Be in front of your consumers, okay? And so when to post. This is another big topic, guys, man. So after extensively researching this, guys, like I did a lot of research before I even started making videos. I talked to a lot of people that have millions of subscribers, and all of the people agree there is no one single best answer to this question, right? Like, you'll read one post that or one article that says, you need to post like, once a day, every day. You need to post 10 times a day. You need to post like whatever, like all these different schedules. And really and truly, there's no one single best answer. But what seems to be consistent with everybody and all of the research is you need to be consistent, right? So if you're going to post one video a day, make it a really good video, post it at a decent time in the day. So the time of day, there is some consistency that we can share. It's kind of like making cold calls. Sometime between 8 and 10 in the morning is the best time to post. And sometime between 8 and 10 p.m. is the next best time to post, right? For whatever reason, that's when most people are on, and that's when most people are consuming their videos. And all throughout the day, we've got people on. But those times in the morning and in the evening seems to be the best time to post. And this is from me posting my own videos at different times just to see what I get, and extensive research from talking to other rock stars. So know that 8 to 10 in the morning or 8 to 10 at night, best time to post. But if you post once a day at the same time if possible. The next best answer is post whenever you can, right? Like if you can't stay consistent, if you can't post at 8 o'clock every morning or whatever it might be, just post the video, right? That's the most important thing, because if you're not posting any content, like if it comes down to posting at 8 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if 8 o'clock in the morning can't happen, 3 o'clock in the afternoon is the next best time, right? Like whenever you think about it. But there is no single best answer. Don't get tied up into all the algorithm stuff, guys. Like there are things that you need to pay attention to. Consistency is one thing. Trying to get people to engage with your content is really important for algorithms too. But my best advice from everything that I've learned is just let it happen organically, right? Like try to share your information. Try to encourage people to comment and or watch your stuff or whatever, but let it happen organically. Another thing, one of the creators shared with me, he had to completely restart his YouTube channel. He had gotten up to like 3,000 subscribers or something when he was early on, and he paid for views. He paid some company to have like subscribers subscribe to his channel and, and paid for views. Well, what ended up happening is he had this huge increase in followers, and the algorithms kind of picked up on that it was unnatural, right? And they started kind of burying his material. And eventually, like, he worked his way down to like no views and no like organic outreach, right? So all of the advice is to let this happen organically. Don't get tempted to pay for something. Some services, like we've got a big team. So we do have an in-house editor now, or well, not in-house, but we've got somebody that we will pay to edit some of our videos, not mine personally, but team videos. And that's because there's just so much content that we want to get pushed out, right? And we want to make it easy for the team to access that. So at some point, you might reach the level where you want to have an editor. It's not necessary to get started, though. All right, so let's move on. There is no one perfect schedule, right? And then in conclusion, guys, like in today's world, like video is no longer an option, right? Like it has to be included in your marketing plan. If you want to be successful in real estate, you have to be on video. And that's because it's the easiest and fastest way to organically spread your brand awareness. Okay. You have to be on video, and the stats prove it, guys. Like think about it. The people we're trying to reach are spending 3 hours a day, every day on social media. Be in front of them. You don't have to be on social media 3 hours a day, because your video is going to be on social media 3 hours a day, every day, right? When they're on, your video will be there. The algorithms will work for you, and you will see success. It won't happen immediately. I posted every day, 2 videos a day, a post a day, every day for like 30 days straight, with hardly any like feedback. Like, I was getting huge engagement as far as like views go, but like no real follow-up. And then all of a sudden, I had real estate agents reaching out to me. They want to learn how to do video and or join my team. I had buyers and sellers reaching out to me. I've been able to refer business out because of these videos, and you're just going to see natural growth so much faster. I think you get so much more return on investment. I mean, statistics, again, they prove it. All right. Consistency is the key to success in this type of marketing. So that's in anything in our business, really, right? Like if we're going to be successful as real estate agents, we've got to keep a consistent work ethic. We've got to make phone calls consistently every day. We've got to consistently push videos out. If it's going to be 3 times a week, it needs to be 3 times a week consistently. If it's going to be 1 time a day, it needs to be 1 time a day consistently. But keep a consistent schedule when it comes to video marketing. Collaborate with others. This is something I'm definitely going to be doing more. And if any of you are open to collaborating, I would love to collaborate with you. It's fun. It helps each other grow. Like my audience becomes your audience becomes my audience. And it's just one of the fastest ways to grow your personal brand and following. And it's much more fun. All right. Video, guys, remember this: video lasts forever. You get more bang for your buck. For instance, the guys that I talked to, one of the guys, his oldest, the oldest channel of everybody that I talked to was 10 years old. He said that he's still getting business. He's still getting traction from his first video, which had very little traction when he first posted it. 10 years later, he's still getting questions and comments and follow-up from that first video that he posted, right? This stuff lasts forever. The algorithms will work for you forever. All right. And, definitely have fun and get inspired. Like, follow me. We'll share my links out, in the community, guys. If you're a guest, talk with the person that invited you. I'll share my links, and, be sure to follow me. I'll follow you guys, and, let's inspire each other to grow. And then, what I want to do also is I'll get with Jeff and Lexi and the community, and I'll share a social post calendar. Okay. Mine's not perfect. And like I said earlier, there's not one size fits all for this at all. This is just an idea to get you started. Right. And what worked for me. The social post like calendar, daily activity that I use, it works for me. It's worked for others. And you take it, run it with you, try it yourself. If it doesn't work, adjust as needed. But that'll be my gift to you guys for coming today. And I love you guys. Thank you for this. And we would, now we can open the floor for any kind of discussion or questions that we might have.
Hey, Mike, thank you so much, man. We're going to get questions rolling in, but this was really valuable stuff today. We appreciate you. And like he said, if you guys have questions, feel free to raise your hand or put them in the chat box there. We'll go ahead and ask Mike. And then if you guys ever want to call Mike, what's your number? I'm sure he's open to helping you guys out one-on-one on this stuff too. So
absolutely. Let me put it in the chat over here for you guys. So anytime, man, like if you want to chat via text or call or, DM me anytime, I'm always open. I really do thrive on helping others grow, man. Like it's something I love. I grow anytime I collaborate with others. I grow. I learn more from teaching than I do by sitting in any kind of classroom. And I really do hope that you guys got something from this. And I do apologize for the technical difficulties, but I'm glad you guys rolled with me, man. And, again, if anything, if at all I could ever help, just feel free to reach out.
Hey, Mike, it looks like we have Joanne with a question.
Yeah. What's up, Joanne?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. Thanks. This was amazing. I just was curious, when you said you had 3 sellers and 2 buyers or whatever that found you, did they generally find you on their Facebook feed or their Instagram, or do you know?
So 4 buyers and 3 sellers, and I don't have it in front of me. Most of it was Facebook for sure. Oh, and then so 5 from Facebook and 2 from Instagram. And these happen to be either people that I knew or they knew somebody that I knew, if that makes sense. So far I haven't had anybody from like Canada reach out via a video, which will happen from time to time. I know others who have had that happen, but this just happens to be people that know me and didn't realize that I could help them. For instance, one of the buyers is in Alabama, and I'm licensed in Tennessee and Hawaii. He's like, I didn't know you could help me. But one of the videos that I shared said, hey, I can help you, in 19 different countries, in any state in America, like just reach out to me. He's like, dude, I didn't realize that. So now I've found a rockstar agent to work with. Yeah. And
how many times does that happen where our family members buy a house in Texas and we didn't miss out on that referral, right?
Probably all the time. I have like a really close relative that just bought in Santa Barbara. I'm like, hello.
Exactly. And the thing is, here's what I find, right? When I talk to people that find themselves in that situation, right? For one, they're not aware that we can help them in other states, right? They're not aware they can help us in other states. And that's our fault. We've got to educate our loved ones that we can do those things, right? And the fastest, easiest way to reach them is via video. But also, I like to make sure that my family members and or friends are connected with real professionals, right? Not just like throwing a dart and hoping they find a good agent. I want to know that they are connected with somebody that's going to be able to help them to the maximum capacity. So it's not just to make money. I want to make sure they're taken care of. And so it's really important to get that message across too. And again, no faster, easier way to do it than video.
And now we have a question from Jonathan, it looks like.
Mr. Holt, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, brother, man?
How you doing?
Looking good, dude.
Trying to get on your level, man. I need
Yes,
one of
sir.
those. I need one of those coats. Maybe not orange, maybe garnet. I'm a Seminole after all. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so question. I know you've got kind of a unique setup there with like your phone and your computer. Something that, and this is maybe just my overthinking brain. Like my videos I've done, typically on my phone, but do you have, for some of those like voiceovers that are, maybe a little more complicated, do you have like a script that you'll type up like on your computer that you kind of like read and reference and then splice those together so that it's seamless?
Good question, man. So it's easier for me, man. If I can avoid reading, I will at all costs, right? Like everything that I learned comes from audio, like an audio book, or listening to somebody else and I see them or something along those lines. So if it's more complicated, I typically will have that playing in the background, so I hear it and then I can reproduce it, if that makes sense. Almost always, that's how I do it. And then these tools also, especially InShot, like it makes it easy to splice those, right? Like you can slow it down like frame by frame and really put together a nice professional video in seconds. And so I do think that it does help some people to have like a teleprompter or some kind of notes in the background. I know people that do that. That's one of the recommendations that I got from another creator. But yeah, I would get lost in reading. So I don't do that personally.
Copy that. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing today, Mike. We're going to wrap things up as we've hit the 10:30 mark here. I will have Mike post his social media calendar and his social links on the community page today, and reach out to him if you have any questions. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Mike. That was